having a streetwear brand for dogs is not your standard business model. So, you know, we realise that comes with a lot of questions. So we threw up a chat box on our social media yesterday to gather some questions from you guys. And we have them here today now, so we're going to try to answer them for you as best we can.
Alright, cool. So what do you love most about your business?
So what I love most about this business is definitely working with dogs. Like, getting to go out and work with dogs all day is an absolute blessing, and it just makes the day so enjoyable and so interesting, because dogs are very unpredictable too. But it's something that I really enjoy and something that I'm really passionate about, and to be able to build a business around that is just an absolute blessing, and it's something that I'm grateful for every day. So when I heard that question, straight away I just knew the answer.
So where do you see Ecclesia in 5 years? Like, to be honest, in 5 years time, like, we see Ecclesia as a world recognized brand. I mean, we're just putting our heart and soul into this brand. It's something we're so passionate about. We've had our end goal in mind since day one, so we're working towards it every single day. So for us, I mean, having a world recognized brand and also having a really solid foundation and community around that, because community here is the most important thing to us, and we would not be where we are without it today. Which dog is the most annoying to work with?
Phoenix.
Freya, I'd say. I mean, Freya, like, I guess like our dog now, she's becoming a bit of a diva. Like, she chooses her moments really because she's out with us all the time, so I'm gonna have to say her really, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to her whether we're doing the shoot or not, really. No.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start a streetwear brand for dogs, and how did you get started?
Straight away, what inspired me to start a streetwear brand for dogs was dogs, because like I mentioned before, that is my passion, and you know, people always say do what you're passionate about, and you know, it was just a no-brainer to make a business that revolves around dogs, so that's what I went ahead and did with Dylan.
100%. And like, I guess how we even started that was, I mean, there was actually many different avenues on when we started Ecclesia. Like, I was down to having freedom, to build a community, and of course, as Ben was saying, like, our passion for dogs. So what makes your brand unique in the pet industry? So like, I guess what makes our brand unique in the pet industry is that like, we have a why behind our brand. We have a mission here at Ecclesia. Like, we really want to show people that your dog is an extension of your personality. Like, it's not just a pet around the house. Like, as everyone knows, all these dog lovers, we understand the bond we have with our dogs, and it's going so much further now, and we want to let people express their pride and passion over their dogs, and that's exactly what Ecclesia allows them to do. What's your favourite dog breed?
That is a great question, because my answer, it varies. Well, you see, originally I had a boxer. I would have said boxer all day, every day for 11 years straight, because they're just nuts and they just never grow up, which is hilarious. But ever since then we got Freya. Like, there's just something about the bullies. It's the way they think or the way they are. It's so funny. They're so kind-hearted, and they're just such nice dogs. And like, you know, honestly, like, all the lads would agree here. Like, we spend half the day laughing at Freya and some of the stuff she does. Like, so I'd have to say the bullies are up there for me for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, the bully breeds are just so intelligent, but they also have such great personality. I mean, to have a dog that can, I suppose people have a bad reputation of, like, and then actually experience having one as a pet, and you just see their personality, and they're just loving and caring, and they're actually such babies. So I would have to say the bully breed as well.
Yeah. Would say, to be specific, I would say Staffy.
What advice do you have for other young entrepreneurs looking to start their business? Like, the best advice I could give really is to, first of all, just ask yourself what do you truly want to do, not what you think you can do. And once you just be honest with yourself and ask yourself what you want to do, you just go from there. You just decide, you're like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do in my life, and you reverse engineer back from there. Because once you make the decision and you actually accept the fact you're going to do what you want, it's just taking it step by step, like, and you'll get there eventually. Like, what is the most important lesson you've learned in life? Like, to be honest, the most important lesson that I have learned is that, like, everything always works out in the end. Because in the present moment, it's so easy to make up scenarios and picture the worst case scenario, but like, everything always works out in the end. So it's important to understand that. And like, to be honest, like, our business venture so far has clearly showed us that everything always works out in our favour. So learning from the past, accepting that this is the truth, and then you can go forward in confidence. Like, so what advice would you give someone starting out in your field?
Oh, I would definitely say to have a differentiating factor about your business or about your product, so it will separate you from everyone else in the marketplace, because you can understand what other people are doing, but you can't just replicate what other people are doing. You have to put your own spin on it if you want to stand out.
Fact, that's exactly the answer there.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated in challenging times? Like, first of all, anyway, like, with motivation, I wouldn't be a big believer in motivation. I'd be more heading towards discipline. But of course, when you start a business, there are going to be challenging times. But the way myself and Ben look at challenges are projects. If you're faced with a challenge, it's coming to you for a reason. It's obviously because something isn't right. So if you can look at it as an opportunity and a project to make things better, it's easy to stay motivated. So what strategies do you use to stay organised and productive?
I would definitely say one of the key strategies in my day is just to plan my whole day the night before. Like, you know, if you plan your day the night before, you get up and you know what you're doing and you know what you have to do. There's no confusion, it's just clarity. You've already decided and you already know. It's just about ticking the boxes now and committing to the tasks and the promises you made to yourself the night before.
So So what do you wish you had known when you were starting out?
Just to be patient, like, because I think when me and Dylan started out on this business, like, you know, you can kind of get into your head like that you just have to do a few certain things and that everything's just going to go exactly that way and it's all going to work out and you're just going to be absolutely sorted. So be patient and understand that things take time and be able to adapt along the way.
So what are the biggest mistakes people make when trying to achieve success? Like the biggest mistakes are just trying to get their way too quickly. I mean, the whole point you started this journey anyway was for the journey itself, not the end goal. Like, so it's really important. Just prolong the journey. Don't try and rush through it. Like, try and prolong it and enjoy every single step. Do you plan on selling any other products besides jackets?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you find your videographer?
Well, our videographer / photographer behind the camera now is Stephen Desmond. He actually only lives down the road for us and he's a lifelong friend of ours, so it's kind of no brainer when we started the business to combine the two, and he is an absolute wizard with the camera and we honestly couldn't be where we are without him. He's smiling behind the camera now looking at me.
Thanks, guys.
So what made you want to be your own boss? I guess freedom, and that freedom branches off to so many different avenues. I mean, like financial freedom, like freedom to travel the world, but also like the freedom to do what you actually are passionate about, you know? So that's what inspired my journey. Any book recommendations? If I had to recommend one book, it would be Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Basically, I think for our first book, it's a great read. Like, it really opens up your mind to like the whole system that's in place that's keeping us kind of trapped in this 9-to-5 society, keeping us trapped in these limiting beliefs. So I think that's a great book to start off to expand your mindset, like broaden your perspective of how things work and escape really and have that freedom. Who are all the people in the photos?
So we have a lot of different people in a lot of our content, but we have a big community around us, and like, you know, we like to reach out to a lot of people in our circle and get them involved in what we do. But there's also a lot of people that we've met through this community that we've built and have been able to connect with because of Ecclesia. So I mean, it's a really great opportunity to get to know new people and new dogs and, you know, get people together and bring people together as a community. So I mean, it's a combination of all that really. You know, it's people that we know and people that we've met through the business.
Start it again.
Yeah.
So how do you balance life and business? Like, I guess the first step really would just to stop differentiating the two. Like, I mean, like, they're not different things. Like, a business is a part of your life. So like, when you look at your life from a broader perspective, you understand what's important to you. Like, and of course, business is very important to me, but like, there's also a lot of other things that are important to me as well. Like, so looking at things from that perspective, you just got to be honest with yourself, find out what you're passionate about, find out what's important, and go from there really. What's been the biggest reward having your own business?
Do you know what? The biggest reward is definitely just literally seeing the progress that you can make yourself when you start something from scratch. Like, looking back where we started and looking at where we are right now, like, it's just like the feeling you get from looking at that is like reward itself. Like, you know, just really proves to yourself what's possible and what you can do, and that our potential is truly limitless as people.
Yeah, and if I could even touch on that as well, like, I think the biggest reward is building such a great community of people. I mean, like, because when me and Ben started this, like, it was just me and him and Steve, like, and now we have like this whole community. We have people text us every day, people watching on YouTube, like you guys, we have people coming in for shoots, and like, we can actually see the community expanding day by day, and that's such a reward. It's such a reward to see people share the same values as you and buy into your brand, so that's got to be number one for me. How do you manage feelings of doubt?
I suppose like feelings of doubt are natural. I suppose everyone's going to experience doubt at some point because it's going to push you to do what you do. But I mean, the best way is to avoid it altogether. Like, I mean, if you truly keep your word to yourself and you truly work hard at what you do, you will leave no room for doubt. Like, you know, I mean, there won't be room to doubt yourself if you're truly doing what you know you should be doing and you're truly working as hard as you can be.
What's the day-to-day like for Ecclesia? Like, I guess that's such a great question, because I mean, like, most industries, like, you have a day-to-day, you have an average day, but for us we don't. Like, it's every day is a new day, it's completely different. There's always new opportunities arising. Like, we're not too focused on routine, we're really focused on just like being as present as we can with the business and making decisions from that point on. So every day is a new day and we're always welcoming new opportunities. And I guess like what you see, like the outside perspective and what you guys see of our brand is just a result of that. So what unique skills do each of you bring to the business? I guess like I'd be very more focused on the social media side of things and the branding perspective, and like really just trying to paint a picture like out of our own beliefs and values, and like I feel like those be my kind of strengths. Like, and I guess that comes from really understanding our mission here at Ecclesia, really understanding the brand values. So like, to try and put those brand values and express it through social media and express it through like videography with Steve and like putting those ideas together, I guess that would be my kind of strength on the side of things.
Yeah, for sure. And I think having the balance between what Dylan does and what I do is great, because you can really cover a lot in one day. Like, you know, for example, I'd handled a lot of the back end stuff, you know, customer service, you know, designing the website, you know, building up things like that, and handling kind of the day-to-day tasks, and like I think being able to cover the two and to delegate different things to each other is just really, really beneficial, because you can really double your workload in one day. Like, and if something needs to be done, I can do it. If something needs to be done on his side, he can do it, and you're doing two things at once. Like,
you're like Jim and Michael Scott. He handles day-to-day, you handle the big picture.
That's good.
What are some non-negotiables in your business?
A non-negotiable aspect of the business really is like, once there's something to do, like Meagle will not stop until it's done. Like, if there's a task or something that needs to be done, it's never something that's going to get put to the side or put to the back end of things. Like, it's like if something needs to be done, it gets done, and we will not stop doing it until it's finished.
Yeah, and like another thing as well, like it's like, I guess like we'll always put the customer first. Like, like if we get a text or an email about a customer or like anything to add any value to their experience, like we'll be on top of that straight away. And like the customer is always our main priority, so like we'll always try and jump on that opportunity straight away. What has been your biggest challenge since launching Ecclesia? Like I guess like with challenges, I don't really look too much into challenges, I look at them more as projects, but if I had to answer that question, it would probably be, I remember like, I say it was only a couple of weeks after launching, and we got the opportunity to do like a pop-up stall in the Arena Market, and like, I guess when you launch a business and you're only 3 weeks in, you're like, oh my god, do I even belong in this position yet? So like, I think even just accepting that and being like, understanding that this is how business works and taking on that opportunity was a big enough challenge. How has the experience of owning a business together been different than you expected?
How has the experience of owning a business together been different than I expected? I guess, it's hard to know what to expect. Like, you kind of go into this blindly because it's something that neither of us had ever done before. So I don't know what I expected, but I can say for sure it wasn't what I expected, because things never go to plan and never go the way you think they do. But sometimes that's a great thing, because they can go even better.
Yeah, and even touching on that, like I guess now, like when we first launched, we were trying to predict everything, but now understanding that, like from experience, that like the amount of unpredictable scenarios that come into business is overwhelming. So like, but now we're actually going to just focus on staying on that side of things and really letting the unknown come to us and enjoy these great opportunities and unpredictable moments. Like, so how has your brand evolved since its launch?
I suppose like, once you launch something, it's forever evolving from that point on. But I suppose in terms of how it's evolved, I guess we're just more capable of doing more things now, because you learn through the process, and now we're equipped with 10 times more knowledge than when we started, and 10 times more capabilities. So, if an opportunity or something comes around to us now, whereas we might have been able to take advantage of it originally, we could sure as hell capitalise on that opportunity now.
So how has your relationship as brothers been impacted since you started the business? Like I guess we're definitely spending a lot more time together, like, but like that has a lot more pros, hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
Hasn't it? But on a serious note, like yeah, like, we've definitely like come a lot closer in a relationship, but like all because of Ecclesia too. Like getting to spend so much time with each other, like we understand what's important for the brand and for the business. Like so, it's only done as good. Like and it's only getting better each day. Like what advice do you have for other siblings looking to start a business together?
I'd say go for it. It's the person you're going to be able to trust the most. Like, cause you can go into business with your friends or business partner. Like, but you can never for sure guarantee that you can trust someone like you can guarantee you can trust your brother. Provided you have a good relationship. So, I'd say go for it. But as long as you set your boundaries and you understand that there are going to be conflicts, and just be straight up with each other if you don't agree with something, you disagree with something, because it's only going to cause more conflict down the line. So just be straight up and go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. What have been some of the most rewarding aspects of running a business together? Like I guess in terms of running a business together, like with a business partner, like it's so rewarding there sometimes when there's a lot to do and you can just divide the work up in two, like, and get it done twice as fast. Like so for example, I could focus on making some content for Ecclesia and Ben could handle the day-to-day customer service side of things. So like having a business partner is absolutely fantastic, and it's definitely scaling our business twice as fast.
Yeah, for sure. And even just to both sit down and let's say whereas if you were on your own, you'd be making up and deciding things yourselves, but we can both sit down and say, right, this is what we're going to do. And then when it's complete, I guess we both, it's someone to celebrate with. We both decided we were going to do something, both committed, we both accomplished it. And that's a very rewarding thing to do when you both knew where you were going and you both accomplished it together.
So thank you for everyone even for putting those great questions, and of course for listening. We actually had a great laugh today now answering all these questions, and it's good to kind of express our own beliefs and values with you more, and you guys can really get to know us a bit more. So of course we'll be doing one of these again in the future, so we'll always be on top of these. So if you ever want to pop in a question, go ahead, and of course just make sure you like, subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss anything.
How come I never get to say that?
Go on,
that's
do the intro.
Make sure. This is why. You ready? zoomed in on my face. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything. It's kind of fun to say, to be fair.
That's a fact.
Brilliant.
That's a fact.
That's a real.
You know, just to be able to combine the two of them together was.
So what inspired you to set into that? Brand it's a lifestyle, like I was a lifestyle myself and Ben. How was your relationship with brothers being impacted? Why do I keep saying you're like fucking Chandler Bing, like?
How would you feel?
Yeah, it's class.
Because like, you know, remember when we very first started, like, here, if we order these and sell this much by 50 grand. It was like,
it was too easy.
Yeah,
man.
it was just too easy. Like.